It's the National Football League on EA Sports,
where we'll see a brawl inside the AFC North.
It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
We're in a city built on 7 hills, and the fans hoping to see 7 points on the board early. We're at Cincinnati's Paycor Stadium. Welcome, everybody, to the booth. I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Ewert for this game. And Brock, as a former quarterback, I know your focus is on the offensive side of the ball ahead of this kickoff.
Yeah, these two offenses are so fun to watch because the best offenses in this league, Kate, they're about trust. And it just pops out. When you study them during the week on the game film, you just see it. They trust one another. That's head coach, that's coordinator, that's play caller, that's to the quarterback, and then certainly the 11 on the field. Both these groups are getting it done.
Ready to get this game started. Here's Evan McPherson. And we're off and running at Paycor Stadium. Cordarrelle Patterson now to return. He's got a lane up past the 30. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. Steering the ship, already in charge in just his first season, their rookie signal caller from the Ohio State University.
Kate, when I watch these rookie quarterbacks running out to open a game, I think of the old World Series great pitcher Cliff Lee. And he made a one-handed play in the World Series and was asked about it afterwards. They said, man, how do you have so much poise? You didn't even look nervous on that stage. And he said, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. You got to tell yourself you'll be just fine. And these rookie QBs, that's part of the learning curve they're climbing.
Nice cut back to the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It goes as a pickup of 37 yards. And that's a Steelers first down.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
And they'll stop him after a short pickup to the 24. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. From the 24, into the hands of Pat Freiermuth. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
On 3rd down, here's Johnson. And he'll go down here at the 16. Just a single yard, but that's going to be enough to move the chains.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Back now, pressure on its way. He finds Woods. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Has it in close. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. Now looking to throw. Too far out of the back of the end zone it goes. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So they'll be left with 3rd and goal.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. They'll try and throw it here. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers finish up an excellent opening series. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Point after up and good from Boswell. And the Steelers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's Charlie Jones with the return. Oh, he's showing some burst on his return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over in LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
When Joe Burrow's between the white lines, he's one of the game's best and most entertaining quarterbacks. He just has a cool factor that is the envy of so many. Nothing seems to bother them other than some injuries that unfortunately have ended seasons early. When he's on the field, the timing, the anticipation, Kate, the precision with which he plays, he has very few peers.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. And that's incomplete, and he's happy to have that one fall compared to, well, the alternative. Looked like it was going to be picked there.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Finds the in route complete. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Here's first and 10 from the 34. Burrow out of the shotgun. Catch made by Chase Brown. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Touchdown, Cincinnati! He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation.
All right, looks like they want another look at this one. The play going to be reviewed by our officials, making sure they got this one right. We're all watching that sideline here, seeing where those feet came down.
And no matter what they rule here, Kate, that was an outstanding effort just to make the catch.
Yeah.
Now we got to look and see, did he get both feet in with possession?
After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
Well, they did their due diligence, took another look at it, and the call on the field will stand after review. Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals start off well to tie things 7-7. On to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense for their second drive of the game. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run by Johnson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. First carry for the versatile vet Cordero Patterson. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. They get those 2 yards back, but now it leaves them with 3rd and 10. Setting up a throw. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. This is caught inside the 15. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers break the tie here in the 1st. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Boswell gets that point after to go. And the Steelers take the lead here, 14-7 in the 1st. Now Boswell on to send this away. On the return, here's Jones. This return makes it up to the 25. Cincinnati headed back out for its 2nd drive now. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Burrow from the gun. Dumped off to his running back. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
That'll be the end of one in this AFC North battle. Neither side separating much so far. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. Time for our 2nd quarter. It'll be Bengals football to begin. They have 2nd and pretty long here. From the gun, a give to Brown. And he gets him around 6 there. Minkah Fitzpatrick in on the stop. He gets a half dozen on the carry, and that's also going to bring up 3rd and 6.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And he gets his offense forward to the 44-yard line. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Second and 3. Looking right, and he finds him. And they had that one contained right at the line. Met and stopped by Alex Highsmith.
Kate, I'm going to call that, even though it looks like nothing on the stat sheet, a win-win for both sides. Defense, well, they rally. They get right to that throw in the flat for a no gain. The offense, well, they just remind that defense, you not only got to cover us vertically, but we're going to stretch you horizontally as well.
Hits him on the out route. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. That one gains 7. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Straight ahead, it's Brown. And he winds up with a solid gain down past the 45. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's Brown again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the 2nd level. Well, someone from the 2nd level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Trying to find his tight end. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The Steelers and wide receiver DK Metcalf set for another drive. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Johnson. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He's going to push one deep down the right. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. He was looking DK Metcalf's way there. And that brings up 4th and long.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
On is the punt team, and away goes the punt. Fair catch called for, and he's got it right near the 30-yard line. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And it'll be Bengals football. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Now Burrow. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Brown on the inside give. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. We're to the 2-minute warning from the jungle. The Bengals looking down a very long field. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Burrow setting to throw. That's complete to Gesicki outright. And he takes this out after crossing the 45. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
1st down, Burrow to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. So it's 2nd down coming up. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice. It's got to be one of the shortest completions I've ever seen on a curl and go. That route's like a fine wine, Kate. It gets better the longer it matures. But that court came out a little early that time, and it was only a small gain.
Bengals have to move here. Clock's running as they hustle to the line. He beams one deep right side. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver. And that brings up 4th and short.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Punt team on, and they'll send this one away. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Dropping back to throw. It's caught. That's Calvin Austin. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 30 yards on that one. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. Throwing from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. The Steelers calling their 1st timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Austin's there to haul it in. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's keeping it. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide to practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Here comes Chris Boswell in the Steelers field goal unit. From the left hash, a 40-yard look. Dicker connects there. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. One final shot before halftime. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense.
Steelers 17, Bengals 7.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. Both these teams ready for the fight ahead. We're ready to get back to it as well. And to do just that, we'll hand it back over to Kate and Brock.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Now Boswell on to send this away. On the return, here's Jones. Returns looking good so far. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. The Bengals and running back Chase Brown getting set to begin another drive here. That score made it 17-7, but they can cut it back to a one-score game here. Ball at the 33 for first down. Burrow. Fits it through the middle. And they can't chop to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 24 on that play. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. That's complete. Here's Brown. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Deshaun Elliott with that tackle.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when, just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Burrow setting up the play action. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Minka Fitzpatrick has got it. And the Steelers are stopped on the return just shy of their own 35. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep, or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway.
The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Johnson gets it on 1st and 10. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here's Johnson again. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? They're throwing it. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. DJ Turner comes up with it. And the Bengals will be down inside the opposing 35 as they take over after that interception. Well, Brock, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception right there.
We know that no lead in this league is safe ever, ever, ever. A 1-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. They all seemingly come down to the final possession anyway. And with a whole half of football left, you just can't give away too many possessions like that.
Out comes the offense for the Bengals. And they're set up well inside of enemy territory, and they've got a short field after that pick. They've got first down from the 31. Play action now, Burrow. He's got it near the 10. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helps set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Brown goes up and over for the touchdown. The Bengals pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Point after up and good by McPherson. And the Bengals cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Escapes the pocket. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 31. That's caught in stride by Freiermuth. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Now a give to Johnson, coming right. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Play brought to an end by Logan Wilson.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
It's Johnson on second down. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. That was Geno Stone up there to make that play. Let's see what they went with on third down. They send the tight end in motion. From the gun on third down. Caught by Freiermuth. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a Steelers first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. They go counter, it's Johnson. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. That was Geno Stone up there to make that play. No gain there that time, and it's second and 10.
Simply nowhere to go on that counter play, Kate. Backside defenders took away one side, and they overwhelmed the blocking right in the middle.
Second and 10 now. He throws a bullet deep to the... That one's caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Boswell to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Steelers make it a 10-point ball game.
Bengals 14.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's a return from the 7. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. The Bengals and this running back headed back out for a new series. And they're going to try to take the lead back to one possession here after that last score pushed it up to 24-14. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Now it's Brown. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Going with Brown on the ground. And he's brought down for a loss. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the third quarter. It's Bengals football, and they know what they need to do, trailing here in the fourth. This offense looking to convert as they come up on third down. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. And this one's tipped and intercepted. Minka Fitzpatrick has got it. And the Steelers get it back as he intercepts him for the second time this game.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
The Steelers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They go play action here. It's caught Metcalf. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
1st and goal now as they try to pad this lead. Fullback trying to power it across. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Steelers can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. Goal line formation, a give to the fullback powering forward. Is that Lorenzo Neal? That Tom Rathman down there, Brock? It doesn't get more old school smash mouth than that.
Yeah, I think you could go back to the early 1900s with no face masks and still find that play, that formation, and yes, sometimes even that touchdown.
That one right down the middle. And the Steelers take a 3-possession lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Cincinnati just about set for its next offensive possession. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. He's going to push one deep. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. It's a huge pickup on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. Finds him over the middle. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
2nd and 3 now. Burrow setting to throw. Higgins makes the catch. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He can take it to the house.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. To throw again, it's Burrow. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals get it back to within 2 possessions. T. Higgins the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
McPherson at the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Patterson now to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Steelers headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Johnson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 32 on that play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. He finds Woods. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now an inside give to Johnson. And without much room, he's going to go down at the 32-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Still on his feet. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Dicker connects there. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game and really leaves only one remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. And we know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
Now Boswell on to send this away. On the return, here's Jones. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The Cincinnati offense headed out now. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down, Burrow to throw. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Never ever a great look when your quarterback's picking himself up a few seconds into a drive. They're going to need a lot more fight on second down and a whole lot of yardage to get this back on track.
Working quickly here. Trying again following the sack. Got a man, it's Gesicki. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Burrow from the gun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
Burrow back to throw. Completes this one to Chase. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers' side of the field. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Motioning the tight end now. From the 45 on second down. This one taken in by Chase. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
He smartly won't risk something here and just chucks it away.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Burrow out of the shotgun. Into traffic, complete. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. And the Steelers go in nickel, 3rd down. Throwing now. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete.
You know, it's fascinating how those routes you run so many times in practice become a whole lot more difficult in the actual game. That was an important 3rd and short to convert. Very surprised to see that play fail.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. A run with Brown. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And this one, just a formality till the clock runs out. Only one timeout remaining to stop it. Victory formation here. Looks like